Let us little bit focus about what's happening now in Palestine, all right? What's happening now on the ground? What is happening on the ground now, it is beyond anybody's imagination. And my focus is, you guys probably know about the famine in Gaza and the attacks today. There was a massacre today in Gaza, daily massacres that's happening there. So I'm just focus my talk about the West Bank. And I'm happy to answer questions about Gaza if I know as well, you know. But there was a guy in the demonstration yesterday that just came out of Gaza, so probably it's good to invite him to talk to him more in details. Very important that after October 7th, 2023, the Israeli cabinet immediately took a decision of arming the Israeli settlers in the West Bank. When I say settlers, I mean colonizers, just for you to understand. So about 40,000 arms were distributed, and that was very important. Settlers started attacking Palestinian communities everywhere in the West Bank, everywhere, in different places. The mandate of the Israeli military is the protection of these illegal settlers. So you can see here an image of an Israeli armed settler together with an Israeli soldier. So it is a deliberate policy for ethnic cleansing that is happening right now together between the settlements and the Israeli military. This is happening now. This is happening as we speak, on daily basis on different places. 45 communities were pushed out. This is completely unbelievable. That has nothing to do with court cases. It has to do with settlers, terrorism, protected by the Israeli military. This is like the protection of the Israeli military for the settlers. They can do anything you want, anything they want. Imagine anything they want. This image of people's homes were burned down, cars in a village of Al-Mughayyar alone, 100 homes and 300 cars were burned down. Thousands of olive trees, Roman olive trees, were totally uprooted from that village. This is happening by settlers with the protection of the Israeli military, without the presence of the Israeli police, that they are supposed to be the body that deals with the settlers, of course. It is unbelievable the way this is systematically happening in order to confiscate 60% of the West Bank. So the process of ethnically cleanse all the people who are living within this 60% of the West Bank to maximize it and annex it to Israel. This is, for example, homes. You probably heard about the Dawabsha family in Duma. Over 10 years ago, when the family was attacked while they are sleeping in their home at night, and the family was burned to death. Only one boy survived. The village of Duma, they don't sleep at night. Most of the time they are guarding their village from Israeli Zionist attacks. This is every day. This is the case now, not just in Duma, in different places. This video I'm going to show you, it's a bit picturesque. It's settlers attacking livestock, Palestinian livestock. Because of these policies and what's happening, livestock in Palestine dropped, number of livestock dropped a lot, significantly. So take a look at this video. many, yeah, I lost my point. So the attacks are happening that are constant. They are happening all the time in different places. And the attacking of livestock, just imagine as well human beings were attacked in the same way in different places. So just attacking these livestock is, in many places the fields were poisoned, water resources were poisoned, livestock were killed with knives by the Israeli settlers. This is a way of terrorizing people to make them leave where they are, to be confiscated for the expansion of the Israeli colonies in the West Bank. 2 weeks ago, Netanyahu spoke about the protection of Palestinian Christians. My brother and I, we are Palestinian Christians and we come from Christian families. And what Benjamin Netanyahu said is totally not true. Palestinian Christians are an integral part of the Palestinian people, and they're facing the same destiny of the Palestinian people that is happening all the time. So very quickly, just to take a look at how Christian churches are attacked by Zionists in Jerusalem, in different locations, including in South Lebanon, churches were attacked. Just before I speak about this, I'm going to show you this image of Bethlehem for you to understand a lot more. Sorry for this, just a sec. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay. So this map is published by United Nations Office of Humanitarian Coordination. So everything in pink, these are Israeli colonies surrounding Bethlehem. This line, I lost my pointer, this line around Bethlehem, as you can see, this line is the Israeli apartheid annexation wall. Inside yellow area, this is a Palestinian controlled zone, and this makes, surrounded by the wall, which is density population is very high, made Bethlehem the highest density population in the West Bank, second after Gaza. So confiscation all of the empty vacant land for the sake of expanding Israeli settlements around and making your life so difficult and miserable. So when Netanyahu speaks about the protection of Palestinian Christians, he's deliberately lying, like about other things. But this image is about one of them that I wanted to share with you. Across the street from our house, my brother and I, a small piece of land was sold, which is less than an acre of land, for $3 million. It's probably more expensive than here. Average income in Palestine is $500 a month. So when you talk about land prices went up because we lost all of our empty land. We have no place to go. This is dark for our children. And all of the expansion now is vertical, not horizontal and natural as it should be. We have only vertical expansion. So Bethlehem became, like, density population is very high, mobility within the town is very difficult due to Palestinians have to travel only designated roads. So I wanted to share this with you, then come back to the PowerPoint. Where are we? We are here. So immediately after the October 7th, Israel started closing our towns and cities and closed most of the towns. Mobility became very difficult. Today in the West Bank, we have 1,200 roadblocks, gates, and checkpoints. The West Bank is about 5,500 square kilometers, right? So divide this number into 1,200, so you will know how many checkpoints, roadblocks, or gates per kilometer, per square kilometer. This means that our life is it's very hard to travel to go anywhere. Very difficult, and mobility is very hard. In this case, Israeli soldiers are stopping Palestinian vehicles in main streets. This can happen anywhere, anytime, while you are driving in these roads. This picture I took myself. 3 weeks ago, I was going to Ramallah to meet Reverend Mundir Ishaq. Probably some of you have heard of him. I'll be showing a video for him shortly. In this area, particularly, on the top, there is a checkpoint. See, behind the pillar, there is a checkpoint. I took this picture myself while I was doing there, and I was stuck there for about half an hour only. Sometimes we are stuck there for a few hours. This checkpoint itself separates the West Bank, separates actually Bethlehem and Hebron from the world. When it is closed, thousands of vehicles from both sides of the checkpoints, they are stuck there. There is nothing you can do. You have to wait for the mercy of the soldiers to open the checkpoint. And sometimes they are processing vehicles one by one, so it might take you forever to cross. You'll get near the checkpoint and the soldiers will have a scanner at his or her telephone, will scan your face and will get all of your details, as we have face scanners all over the West Bank now. So it's not guaranteed to go anywhere. So when I am planning a meeting in Ramallah, Nablus, anywhere, I have to plan and say, okay, when I cross a checkpoint. So after I cross a checkpoint, I will confirm my meeting. Very quickly, mobility in the West Bank is not something for granted. When we talk about Sebastia, some of you have visited Sebastia. How many of you have visited Sebastia? How many of you have visited Palestine before? That's not enough at all. We need more people to come to Palestine now, yesterday. This is very important. We will speak about this. Just Sebastia is a town north of the West Bank. Life started there more than 6,000 years ago. If you visit Sebastia, you will see heritage from Bronze Age, Hellenistic, Roman, Byzantine, Muslim, up to date. It's a very beautiful area. In this location here, there's an Israeli settlement, and north, another settlement. So Israelis wanted to confiscate all of this area, including the archaeological main site of the city that includes the Cardo, the Forum, the temple, and the amphitheater, and so on. This project is being led by Ariel University. Ariel, it is the largest Israeli colony in the West Bank, and Ariel University is a university that exists in this illegal colony. So make sure that your universities are boycotting it. That's very, very important. So they come there, they come with a few of the illegal settlers sometimes, with a lot of Israeli vehicles for military to protect them, and they deny anybody from coming to the area. They might fire tear gas, rubber bullets, live ammunition, and so on. Several young people lost their lives in Sebastia. But Sebastia is a very interesting location to visit, very beautiful to visit, and we're trying to resist by waging a campaign for the confiscation of the site. Save Sebastia is something you will see on the screen shortly. This is the mayor of Sebastia, Mr. Muhammad Azim, showing how the Israeli settlers are using paint on the cultural heritage site. One of the reasons that Israel say we are confiscating the sites because the Palestinians are not allowed, they're not cleaning it or not taking care of the place. While we are not allowed since 1994 to clean the place or to do any kind of excavation on the site. And then they come and say you're not taking care of the place, we want to annex it and deny your access to it. Well, it makes income for many families, accommodation, guides, homestays, and so on, because of people coming to visit the area. So people will lose their cultural heritage, but also they will lose a lot of their income on the site. In this area, you will see the amphitheater and how different Zionist groups are coming. Where the Israeli tent is here, there used to be a drainage, water drainage that's working for actually thousands of years, and the Israeli bulldozers destroy it, so the water drainage is not working anymore. I want to share with you very quickly a film. Maybe it's not coming on this slide because it's very heavy. Very quickly. Okay. Okay, it's gonna come here. Where is it? Here. This one.
We as Christians are called now to speak truth to power and challenge Israel's colonial activities in this ancient land. Greetings. Talking to you from Sebastia, in the northern part of the West Bank in Palestine. We are here in one of the most important archaeological sites in all over Palestine. There's amazing archaeological sites, histories that goes back to thousands of years ago, including this historic church that goes back to the 4th century, built over the place where we believe the head of John the Baptist was cut off by Herod. Unfortunately, this place, as you look, needs so much work. It is in what is designated as Area C. The Israeli authorities prevent Palestinians from renovating this place, even cleaning this place. And most importantly, just recently there is now a law to confiscate, there's a decision to confiscate huge amount of land that includes this historical area, that actually includes this land to serve Israel's settler project. It's really crucial to speak against this. It's really crucial to do whatever it takes to stop this endeavor. And as I said at this site, and remember again what happened there, John the Baptist was killed for daring to speak truth to power. And more than ever, we as Christians are called now to follow in his steps and to speak truth to power and challenge Israel's colonial activities in this ancient land. I urge you to speak to your officials. Let's raise this issue. Let alone, by the way, the humanitarian side of it. I think 30,000 olive trees will be lost as a result of this decision. Hundreds, if not thousands, of families will suffer as a result of this decision. Let's speak truth to power and save Sebastia.
Please follow them on Instagram, Facebook, Save Sebastia. I'm going to come back to the presentation. Yeah. I want to tell you a little bit about the case of Silwan, and sorry for this. Yeah. Silwan is a town, we have 15 minutes before questions and answers. Silwan is a town located right by the old city of Jerusalem. So in this picture you can see the old city is like a little bit north here. In this plan there are many settler activities. You can see this picture is taken from an Israeli group. It's called Emek Shaveh. They work hard to regarding the confiscation of archaeological sites. So this number 14, the green part, is called Al Bustan neighborhood. And that area, on top of it in white, Israel says they discovered the tunnels of David, which is actually, we don't know if there was a David, but we know that there was ancient Jebusite Jerusalem that was discovered there. So which is, with the land confiscation, Israel want to clear about 140 homes in this Bustan neighborhood to develop an archaeological park. And the home demolition that's happening there is expediting. This is the process of the Wadi Halwa in Silwan. Many of these red squares, there are Israeli-controlled homes in Silwan, already in the Palestinian neighborhood. In Jerusalem, when you don't have the chance to get a permit from the Israeli municipality to build a house, many people go and build homes on their own because they want to expand on top of their homes. And what happens that the Israeli municipality issue demolishing orders. If you don't demolish your own house, your house will be demolished and you'll be provided with the bill of the bulldozer, so you will pay for demolishing your own home. There are hundreds of Palestinians in the past 2 years alone that they demolished their own homes by their own hands. Ethnic cleansing is speeding up a lot everywhere in the West Bank and Jerusalem. This is very quickly one of the homes that to be supposed. I think this home was already demolished. Palestinian workers, there are 150,000 Palestinian workers that all permits of working permits in Jerusalem were taken from them, and they are from the West Bank. So the Palestinian economy that we have workers, civil servants in the Palestinian Authority, and we have civil society organizations, agriculture. Agriculture is becoming harder and harder because of the Israeli colonial occupation. We have civil society. Israel lately announced that they are closing down 37 international humanitarian organizations, including MAP. You know MAP? Yeah. Many of you. They are shutting it down. Also, the workers have a really hard time. So the Israeli cabinet took a decision that any workers or anybody will try to climb the Israeli apartheid annexation wall will be shot at with live ammunition. So every week we have been losing 1 or 2 people who are trying to go across the wall to find a job. That's one of the things that's happening now. Workers already before October 7th were living in very bad conditions. Many workers who managed to sneak inside, they go to live in the construction site, and they are normally attacked by the Israeli police and arrested, deported, and humiliated or shot at. But even before October 7th, the workers needed to leave their homes like 4:30 in the morning to be able to cross at 7, because the Israeli checkpoints process very slowly or do not open very early. This is happening also as we speak. Like my brother and I were arriving at 11 p.m. next week on Saturday. We cannot go home immediately because the Israelis close the borders. So we have to stay overnight in Amman to be able to cross where the bridge operates 6 hours. Same as Israeli checkpoints, they have this policy that they crowd people to cross on certain times. Very difficult for Palestinian workers. This is how it's in early morning. This picture is before October 7. People were lining up early morning during all kinds of weather, trying to cross Mecca. During COVID, Israeli military opened 120 openings in their apartheid annexation wall to have the Palestinian workers go to work for them because it was important for their economy. And they managed, out of this, we had a lot of COVID spreading out. That's how COVID is spread out, actually. And now, if you get near these openings, these 120 openings were in Hebron area alone. If you get near this opening, you'll be shot at with live ammunition. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the Palestinian hostages. I'm using the term prisoners because that's it being used, but they are hostages. 9,600 hostages from the West Bank. We don't know how many from Gaza that has been kidnapped during the war. And when people were kidnapped from Gaza, were kidnapped in these conditions. People who were released from West Bankers released from the Israeli death chambers were saying, we have been hearing the people of Gaza being tortured. We have been hearing them screaming, but there is not much that we can do to them. That was happening. This is happening now. Israel legalizes torture. These hostages are living in very difficult conditions. Very, very difficult conditions. By the way, Ben Gafir was visiting an Israeli death chamber like in Israeli prisons like yesterday, and people were lined up like this. And these images were leaked from Israeli police and Israeli soldiers bragging about it. Just people living in these death chambers on half a meal for a day, tortured, beaten up, severely beaten up all the time. They come and count them 3 times a day, and you have to sit in a certain way when they count you. And if you move your head, you'll be severely beaten up and tortured, and no medical care by so on. People are in a very difficult conditions. And these hostages have to come back home. That is very important. Nobody is speaking about them or the conditions they are living in. Many of the hostages that were kidnapped from Gaza, many of them died. 70 from the West Bank died in the past 200 or killed by torture inside the Israeli jails. And when they die in the Israeli jails, their bodies are also arrested. So the families keep suffering. Today, there are more than 700 bodies for decades in the hands of the Israelis that are not released, and their families are also suffering because they are not buried. This is very important, buried properly. These images are coming out by the Israelis themselves. But these are the conditions how the people, when the people are released, people lose 20 to 40, 50 kilograms of their weight. They are hungry. They live in a very bad physical and emotional status. And people can be arrested for any simple reason. For any simple reasons. Those guys are for older people who were kidnapped from Gaza. They were tortured, they are hungry and nothing. They lost a lot of weight, and when they released their images, they were in such a bad condition. Such a bad condition. That's happening now. This is happening now, it's legal, the world knows about it. But guess what? Guess what? We are not leaving. We will resist by staying in Palestine. And it's very important that we are not, I know we are not alone in this. We are all together in this because this is the cause of the free people. But today on the ground we are alone. That's why it's very important for a lot of people to come and see by themselves. We want more people to come. It is safe, yes, because when you are our guest, we will take you into safety. We won't go to hot spots, we'll do everything we can. That's very important. We are not leaving. I'm going to show you the last film before we go to question and answer. I hope you like it. It's going to be good news. No, this one.
Yabus, the first Qibla, the Holy Land. These names describe my city. She is Jerusalem. She is a painting colored by the city's merchants who have created stories in every corner while preserving their traditional handicrafts throughout history. The back streets of my city are perfumed with the smell of tahun, traditional town flatbread, and Jerusalem bagels, and decorated with kanafa and halawa. My city incubates more than 50 religious and historical sites. The art and culture that shape the city's soul represent its people, and it's evident in every neighborhood in the old city. Amongst its heavy chains of restriction, there is hope for freedom being the crossroads of civilizations. my city blooms with tourists who are the heartbeat of Jerusalem. For every story, there's a novel, and for every novel, there's an everlasting impact. And you won't feel this impact with all of your senses without visiting Jerusalem. As every single small rock, wall, and house has traces of past civilizations, architectural beauty has a place in the landmarks of Jerusalem. She is my city, the city of Jerusalem, Palestine.
One last word. I come here with my brother Nidal. We have kofiyas and olive wood from different families that we try to help as well, and also to cover the cost of traveling here. Please make sure if you can buy, help yourself. And also on the other table we have traveler hiker's passport and the PH Trail brochure. So I don't want to take it back with me home, so please make sure to take some of them. All right, I'll stop here, opening for questions and answers. Thank you very much. Thank you.